I can't talk. We've been heading out of Tuolumne Meadows. We're now a couple miles beyond it. We have to get to a total of about 4 miles beyond before we can set up camp for the night. The second part of this day is harder. I think part of it is that the backpack is heavier again. But part of it's also that I threw my back out again. I've done it before. So I've been kind of babying it this whole trip just to keep it in good shape. But at the lunch spot, I definitely felt it spasm, and that's not good. This is how they mark the trail across solid rock where there is no worn down path. They just put some boulders so you get the general idea which way you're going. This is our campsite for the night. So we're all settled in camp. I'm just prepping my dinner. Today was a long day. We did 12.3 miles. That's our biggest day so far. And tomorrow we go over Donahue Pass. So that's going to be fun. Good morning. This is the beginning of day 6, and it's light out, but the sun's not up yet. We're up early. We're gonna tackle Donahue Pass today, which is the first of the really big passes. I'm having some mango pecan oatmeal this morning, and it's a huge serving. I made huge servings because I wanted to make sure I was taking in enough calories. All right, so we have high moments and low moments on the trail. Right now my back is spasming and it's bothering me. And I'm so afraid that something like this could be the reason it takes me out and I don't get to finish the trail. So I'm having a low moment right now. And this is part of the reality. I'm strong. I'm really strong. And I don't want something like this to take me out. So I'm just going to rest it a second and hope it stops spasming and keep going. But this is hard at the moment. All right. I sat for a couple of minutes. I stretched it out. Took a little bit of relief. And we're gonna hope that that helps. Just keep going. One foot in front of the other. Keep moving forward and you get there. On the positive side, the place where I stopped to rest and have a cry was right next to a beautiful stream. We are climbing uphill now. We're on our way to Donahue Pass. It is so beautiful up here. But this is a really hard climb. And the fact that my back is not behaving is making it harder. We just took a little snack break. We're going up to 11,000 today. So I feel like I'm going really, really slow. But at least I'm still going. When you pass people on trail going the other direction, you really need to think about what you say. One guy we passed, as we were just starting to climb out of the canyon and toward Donahue Pass, said, "Oh, wow, you ladies have a long way to go. Donahue kicked my butt." All right, that's an example of something that's not helpful. I'm already struggling up this mountain. My back is hurting and spasming. That was not helpful to put that inside my head. On the other hand, this other couple that we just passed, going the other direction, said, "Oh yeah, once you get over to the other side, Rush Creek, it's beautiful, the water is flowing, there's lots of camping there. That would be a great spot." See, that was encouraging and helpful. At least part of my lunch by this beautiful little stream, which is at the base of the pass. I'm just not quite sure where the pass is. That's the trail. found a nice little mountain stream less than a mile from the top of the pass, and we're refilling our water. See that valley way down there? That's where we started this morning. And we're not at the top yet. And there's a lake up here. Woohoo! All right, so stepping out of Yosemite, we're at the top of Donahue Pass. Finally, we've been climbing for hours. Crazy, it was a crazy climb, but we did it. This is the pin that I'm wearing on my backpack, and it's to remind me that I can do it, even when it's hard. This is our campsite for the night. Today was a hard day. The fact that my back was bothering me and spasming made it that much harder. But we made it up and over the pass, and now we're just listening to the thunder in the background. Good morning. This is day 7. The good and the bad. The good is that storm that was coming in last night sort of sideswiped us and never dumped on us. So we stayed nice and dry. The bad is that this nice little campsite by the creek is mosquito hell. On a good note, my back is definitely feeling better. It's still, sore and tight. It feels like I threw it out, but it's not spasming like it was yesterday. So I am really grateful for that. Rush Creek, very pretty. Dang it, I'm gonna have to do a log crossing. I hate these. She makes the log crossings look so easy. She's much better at them than I am. I stopped to take a picture of that pretty little creek, and I got swarmed by mosquitoes. I had to run to get away from them. This kind of log I can handle. Going up Island Pass. So far, this is nowhere near the crazy climb that Donahue Pass was yesterday. I think we're actually getting close to the top. We spent that morning hiking through glacial lake basins, each one more beautiful than the next. So when we got to Garnet Lake, we considered if we really wanted to detour a half a mile off trail, down a steep hill, but it turned out that that was the best decision we ever made. We spent the entire afternoon there, and for the rest of the trip, that spot remained in my top 3 campsites. Garnet Lake, our lunch spot and our camp for the night. Every time the sun goes behind the cloud and the wind picks up, it's cold. And then when the sun comes out, it's beautiful. This is our campsite. Good morning. This is the beginning of day 8. It's a gorgeous morning here at Garnet Lake. I love the way the sun hits the mountains and the trees at sunrise. It's so beautiful. Climbing up out of the Garnet Lake Basin. Our tent site from last night was over there somewhere on the other side of the peninsula. We are still climbing this awful pass. I don't even think this pass has a name. But it's just uphill and uphill and never-ending uphill. I'm sure there's going to be a lot worse passes in front of me. But right now, one foot in front of the other, and we'll make it to the top. Eventually. Woohoo! The top. Rosalie is beautiful, and we had considered staying here, but we've decided to press on and see where the trail takes us today. I've also put my pack cover on because we don't like the look of that dark cloud coming our way. I'm going to be out here for a month. I can't expect to miss all the storms. We've been very lucky so far. This area here has lots of blowdowns. And some of these trees, like the one behind me, are huge and majestic. It's so sad that they're in the middle of a tree graveyard. So we ran into a lady hiking northbound, and she said that there's a nice little tent site area near a meadow and right by a stream. And so she recommended that, and that sounds nice. And so we're aiming for that. So instead of the campsite by the meadow, which actually turned out to be a swamp, we found a nice little campsite just a little further on by a stream. All right, we've got our campsite all packed up. We're gonna head into Red's Meadow for a resupply. And while we're there, they also have showers, and laundry, because look, we're filthy. And they have a cafe and a hot spring. So we're gonna take advantage of all of that while we're there. This section that we're on now is being redone. There's a lot of trail maintenance work on it. And last night as we were setting up camp, an entire crew of CCC workers came through. They have a camp nearby. Striped rock formation that you see over there is Devil's Postpile, which is a formation of columnar basalt. Now, basalt is a type of volcanic rock. The magma made it up to the surface and flowed out as lava and hardened. Now, what's interesting about columnar basalt is that when it comes up and forms, it'll actually fracture, and it fractures into these hexagonal columns. So if you look at it from above, it's kind of like a honeycomb. You see all these hexagons, but we're looking at it from the side, and you can see all of the columns. Now that's my best explanation of columnar basalt. My friend Jenny, who's a real geologist, could probably do a much better job than that. This is definitely too hot to put your whole body in. It's burning my feet. well over normal hot tub temperature. It's too bad the hot springs was that hot. I was looking forward to soaking my whole body in it, but my feet turned bright red as soon as I stuck them in. But the view from here is nice. So we spent the better part of the day here at Red's. We got our resupply, we took showers, and we're charging our electronics now. All right, so here's the update. By the time we got all our electronics charged, it's getting late, and the nearest campsite is at least 3 miles away uphill. And so we were thinking about seeing if there was one of these cabins that they have here open. And we were sitting and discussing it, and there were a couple of guys who were hiking the PCT who were at the next picnic table, and we said we're going to try to stay here tonight in one of the cabins. And they said, oh, they have cabins open? And we said, well, we don't know because there's a huge line. All the people getting on the bus are online in there, and as soon as the bus comes and the line clears out, we're going to ask. So the 2 guys went in and asked and got the last room. So we are going to hop on the bus and go down to the Mammoth Mountain Inn, where we got a beautiful discounted room because it's late in the day today. So we'll stay there and take the bus back in the morning and hike out tomorrow morning when it's nice and cool. All right, so we finally found the hot tub. The trek to the hot tub was longer than the entire John Muir Trail, I think. All right, so we had a real nice stay last night at the Mammoth Mountain Inn. Very nice place, well rested, and ready to start the next leg of our journey.